Today on UMTV News, the death toll in the devastating earthquakes that rocked Turkey and Syria is climbing rapidly.
Plus, residents in Ohio fearing explosions. We'll tell you more about the train crash and evacuation plans.
And later on, we'll take you to a celebration of Black History Month right here in Miami.
These stories and a lot more ahead on today's show.
UMTV News starts right now.
Hello and welcome to this edition of UMTV News. I'm Stephanie Desroches.
And I'm Kayla Davis. Thank you for joining us. A powerful 7.8 magnitude earthquake has killed more than 7,000 people after striking before dawn Monday in Turkey and Syria. The quake leveled thousands of buildings, and left a devastating aftermath. We need to warn you that some of the images you are about to see are graphic and may be hard to watch. From under the dust and rubble, a small hand reaches out. Volunteer white helmet rescuers pulling out a Syrian boy from the debris alive. But their frantic search for life is not enough.
We need help, we need support, immediate support from anyone who can support us.
The catastrophic 7.8 magnitude earthquake collapsing buildings as people slept in bed. The death toll has risen to over 5,000 lives due to the location of the quake in Turkey and Syria. It's one of the strongest to hit the region since 1939.
We're not ready to deal with something like this. It's bigger than us and bigger than any NGO operating in northwest Syria to handle this disaster.
Survivors unable to go home, taking shelter wherever they can find, even in cars.
If you want to say hello to my kids.
But strong. The World Health Organization warns that the victims of the quake could be more than 20,000. Turkey's president has declared 7 days of national mourning in the aftermath of the tragedy.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis may soon get to decide who governs Disney's Orlando area theme parks. This would give him new authority over the state's largest employer and recent political foe. In a year-long fight between Governor DeSantis and Disney, Republican lawmakers on Monday unveiled a bill to turn over control of Disney's special taxing district, known as the Reedy Creek Improvement District. A change in the bill will now allow Reedy Creek to keep many of its special powers, and it will limit the damage done to Disney and to taxpayers. The bill is likely to pass the Republican-controlled legislature within the next couple of weeks.
No longer can a company govern itself. Now it's going to be governed like everybody else in the state of Florida.
Just a few hours from now at 9 o'clock tonight, President Joe Biden will address the nation at the State of the Union, marking his accomplishments in the first half of his term as president. Biden is expected to speak on his major accomplishments, but as he considers re-election, White House officials say he will also be talking about his economic plans for the future, many of which face major opposition from Republican leaders.
Defaulting on our debt is not an option, but neither is a future of higher taxes, higher interest rates, and an economy that doesn't work for working Americans.
Claim to be the face of unity, and the White House says tonight will be a call for moving the nation forward, even in a divided government. But despite the positive message, Capitol Police are ramping up security. They put up what they call a, quote, unscalable fence surrounding the Capitol building.
The University of Miami School of Communications and the Cosford Cinema has hosted an inaugural 3-day international film festival featuring shorts movies from 26 countries. UMT reporter Embrick Isles attended the festival on Sunday night and now joins us live to tell us more. Embrick.
Stephanie, the whole day was dedicated to showcasing the culture of the small country of Serbia in Europe. For 2 hours, the Cosford Cinema played films from students from the University of Arts in Belgrade, Serbia. And this event served as a reminder for students and staff here at UM that storytelling is a passion held by everyone around the world. This weekend, students and staff watched films from over 24 countries. But on Sunday, one nation took center stage.
Personally, I don't know much about Serbia at all. And it was just very cool to see films from, just a place that's so far from where we are.
As a part of a film exchange program with 7 films made by students at the University of Arts in Belgrade, Serbia, were played at the Kosford Cinema.
We were really happy when we heard that we're going to have the whole day for our films. And it's really an honor.
Characters in the films faced familiar challenges, but filmmakers took different approaches when telling their stories.
It was cool that a lot of them touched on seimilar themes that you would see here, but also some of them, like One Tonight talked about their healthcare system, which they deal with some different problems than we have here.
And I feel like American films is much more tailored towards how the audience perceives something, or, making it convenient for the audience.
While Serbian films may be different to Americans, Zorana says that most storytellers have the same goals.
Making the movies about love, about relationships, about revenge, about betrayal. Those are the universal themes that interest us all. So.
Even though the festival is over, Siri thinks that this festival is the beginning of something special.
No, but I think it could really grow into something really cool for the university and the school to have. And especially, being in Miami, it's a very international city, especially as far as the States go.
In June, University of Miami School of Communications students and staff will travel to Belgrade to participate in their own film exchange, and professors will have the chance to teach a masterclass. Reporting live for UMTV, I'm Ember Kyles.
Embrick Isles, thank you. We will take a short break now, but when we return, find out why one congressman is facing assault charges in an investigation by the House Ethics Committee.
Plus, one religious group plants trees for an ancient holiday. We will tell you about the nature celebration that took place over the weekend. Don't go away.
You're expecting.
Like here?
A teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to teen-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys. Preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
Ready for the... Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
A train derailment in Ohio has grown to be more fierce. Officials are notifying those nearby of a potential harmful chemicals released from some of the train cars.
Everyone in this area, actually ordering them to leave.
A Norfolk Southern Railroad train consisting of 10 to 20 cars derailed. The cars contained vinyl chloride, a very powerful chemical. There will be a controlled release of the toxins. There's still no word on how long people will need to stay away.
After coming under fire for lying about his education and work experience, New York Representative George Santos is now facing sexual assault allegations. The complaint comes from Derek Myers, a prospective hire working as a volunteer in Santos's office. Myers alleged that the representative touched him inappropriately and suggested they went home together. After filing the sexual assault complaint, Myers says his job offer was rescinded. Santos has denied the assault claims.
If there was remote, any part of that were true, he should have led with that and not begged for a job that we decided to pull from him for being accused of doing exactly.
Myers is asking for the House Ethics Committee to review his job offer being retracted.
A surprising turn of events in a Florida murder case Monday. Without a deal of any kind, 16-year-old Aiden Fucci admitted he stabbed 13-year-old Tristan Bailey to death. Fucci said he stabbed the 13-year-old cheerleader in May 2021. She was found dead in the woods on Mother's Day. When the stabbing happened, Fucci was only 14 years old, but because of the violent nature of the incident, he was tried as an adult. Fucci now faces a life sentence with a minimum of 40 years served.
Miami is a multicultural city that celebrates various religions and backgrounds. And over the weekend, people gathered to mark one Jewish holiday that celebrates environment while also giving back to the community. Our reporter Lauren Lennon had the chance to learn more about the holiday and how the members of our community spent the day. And she joins us now live to tell us more. Lauren?
This is a holiday marked by Jewish communities around the world in the middle of the Jewish year by paying tribute to Mother Nature. This is a tribute by Mother Nature. And this past weekend, the Chabad of Palmetto Bay came together to share their love and the importance of this holiday. February 5th marks a new year for nature, but more specifically for trees.
Today is a holiday of Tu B'Shvat. It is the birthday of the tree. We celebrate the trees. We go according to when the trees in Israel actually get counted as their new year.
To celebrate this Jewish holiday, members of our community found a fun and interactive way to share the word of the Torah with local families.
Today what we did was actually very fun. We had a little resort spa, taking in the natural theme of fruits, nature, and the children enjoyed different booths where they made fresh soap, like scented soap. They created their own healthy granola where we spoke about healthy food and things like that. They created their own fruit kebabs and fruit boards, as well as sampled some different teas. And we ended off by doing a very natural, almost like an exercise, but connected to the trees.
And now that all of the children were able to make and collect their resort goodies, such as soap, granola, and even a symbolic fruit kebab, it was time for the main part of the event, the planting of the tree. The planting of the tree had several symbolic meanings relating to the growth in people, and especially children.
Children are our future, and we have to give them good foundations and good roots, just like trees need strong roots as their foundations. Our children, starting from a very young age, from just as they're born, they need to have strong roots and values and systems in how to live, to do the right thing. And so that's why we feel that children are the most important.
The hope for this event was to bring the community together.
Let's say happy Tu B'Shvat! Happy Tu B'Shvat!
And it did just that. And this is not the first time a tree was planted in this area for this holiday. In fact, last year a fig tree was planted and the year before a pomegranate tree. Attendees say that they love to come back, visit the trees, and see them grow. And they note that this is something special and truly an amazing experience. Reporting live for UMTV, I'm Lauren Lennon.
Thank you, Lauren. And speaking of cultural celebrations, we have more for you in just a moment.
When UMTV News returns, we'll take a trip to downtown Miami for Black History Month. Stay with us.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread, and kissed them all soundly, and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
The 65th Grammys took place over the weekend, and it was a record-breaking night. History was made. Beyoncé was recognized as artist with the most wins at 32 awards over the span of more than 10 years. And another icon, Viola Davis, achieved EGOT status after picking up her first Grammy. The 57-year-old actor won the award for the best audiobook, narration, and storytelling for her memoir called Finding Me.
Black History Month is here, and so is our reporter Brandy Troop with the latest on Miami's Black History Month celebration.
The Adrian Arts Center in downtown Miami hosted the Miami Day community with festivities of remembrance and honor on Saturday. I got the chance to witness the unification firsthand.
The Black History Month Heritage Festival is back for its annual celebration.
It's so important for us to celebrate Black History Month here at the Adrienne Arch Center with local Black businesses, food, friends, music. It's a party for the whole community.
The festival in Observatory Month has many honoring Black culture.
Black history is all of our history, and it's so important that we take this month, and in fact we should all year recognize the contributions of our Black Americans.
I just love coming in here and seeing so many people who look like me, right? That doesn't happen in a lot of rooms, so I just love seeing us celebrate us.
What Black History Month means to me is celebrating my Black culture. It makes me who I am today.
This year's theme of the Heritage Festival is Black Resistance, a focus that comes at a fitting time in our country.
Resistance means standing in your ground, standing firm in your beliefs, even if it makes other people uncomfortable.
Even in the midst of a celebratory event, the tragedy surrounding the death of Tyree Nichols is on the minds of many. Tyree Nichols was pulled over by police in a traffic stop in Memphis on January 7th. Body cam footage in a Skycop cam showed officers beating him. He died 3 days later. The 5 officers who were seen in the video beating Nichols have been fired and charged with second-degree murder, all of them Black.
Unbelievable that we are in 2023 and still having these kinds of situations that we're living, and it feels like, we're not doing enough to stop this from continuing.
It's not good that law enforcement perpetuates these types of atmospheres, but when you see other Black men perpetuating it, it's just saddened me. It sickened me and it saddened me.
Tyree was a beautiful person, and for this to happen to him is just unimaginable.
Tyree Nichols and the Heritage Festival are both Black history. Though Black culture has come a long way, there's still much more to do.
It takes decades, sometimes centuries, to overcome prejudice, and we are doing it, but not fast enough, and that is unfortunately what we see in some of these terrible actions that just are a shame and a taint on our country.
The next Black History Month event is a scavenger hunt this Saturday at the Miramar Branch Library. Reporting live for UMTV, I'm Brandy Troop.
Thank you, Brandy. And speaking of festivals, Pinecrest City Music Project hosted its 3rd annual Arts Fest in partnership with Pinecrest Gardens over the weekend. Art schools from all over Miami-Dade County participate in performing or showcasing their art, from ensembles, duos, digital art pieces to code art. Over 250 pieces were showcased in Pinecrest Gardens. The event is free and provides a space for students to display their talent and creativity in their community. Arts Fest's goal is to make sure that art is accessible to all and a space to create opportunities.
Sometimes they make their art in their classrooms and they may make it at home, but they don't really know how to publish it and just show it off to their community, and so it just provides that opportunity, which I think is a big thing for us, is just opportunity to showcase our arts, because we're trying to advocate for more arts to be shown and funded as well.
The event is completely ran by high school students, and they managed to raise over $500,000 in grants for the event. If you missed this year's event, make sure to keep an eye out for next year's Art Fest.
With a win against number 20 ranked Clemson, Miami men's basketball returned to Coral Gables and won its 3rd straight game against the Duke Blue Devils last night. The Hurricanes lost by 2 points to the Blue Devils at Cameron Indoor Stadium on January 21st, and their drive to win this time was clear from the start. The Watsco Center hosted the 3rd largest student fan attendance in University of Miami history, with the team winning by over 20 points. The Hurricanes are back at home to play Louisville at 7 p.m.
And finally, get your game day snacks ready, because the Super Bowl is this weekend. As fans get excited, they also wonder who will take home the ultimate trophy.
It'll be a good game. Like you said, it'll be a close game. It'll be fun. It'll be great.
We'll take on the Philadelphia Eagles in Glendale, Arizona this Sunday. The kickoff is at 6:30 p.m.
Steph, I don't know about you, but I do not care about who's playing football. I am watching the Rihanna halftime. It's her show.
That is actually what the Super Bowl is all about this year, so I'm also extremely excited for that as well.
Exactly, and that's all we have for today's show. Thank you for joining us.
Come back right here at the same time next week. Until then, have a great night and stay safe.